Well, hello everyone, this is CJ with Cyclotron. Well, judging from the comments from my most recent video, it looks like a full-on boycott may be brewing for Harley Davidson. Now, several things led up to this. Over a month ago, I did a video saying, Harley, watch out how you market to your segmented customers. Do it in an authentic, genuine fashion. Don't pander to people, and don't go the wrong way with it. And to my surprise, a week ago today, Harley Davidson comes out with their logo all over Budweiser beer cans. So I think they might not have gotten the memo that a lot of people are upset with the Bud Light marketing. They realize Bud Light's owned by Anheuser Busch, which is in turn owned by InBev. And not only are people boycotting Bud Light, they're boycotting any Anheuser Busch product, or InBev for that matter. So people are upset. This isn't going away. Anheuser Busch InBev stock has tanked. Harley Davidson stock is down over the year as well, and it's down recently. So this really isn't the way to go about trying to establish credibility with diverse demographic groups for your product. This is what happens when companies decide to become quote-unquote lifestyle brands. The CEO of Harley Davidson, Jochen Zeitz, has said a number of times he wants Harley Davidson, and he sees Harley Davidson as a lifestyle brand. Well, maybe you ought to watch how you do your marketing and decide which lifestyle you want to market to. And better yet, why market to a lifestyle segment at all? Just make good motorcycles. Make products that people want to buy on their own merit, instead of trying to differentiate in increasingly more unusual and narrow focused ways. So a week ago I did a video about Harley Davidson putting their logo on Budweiser cans, and that video has really taken off in terms of views. There's hundreds of comments, and I would say 99% of the comments suggest some variation of time to boycott Harley, I'm done with Harley, I was going to buy a Harley but now I'm going to buy an Indian or something else, or I'm going to sell my Harley and I'm done with them. And this seems to be quite an organic reaction to what's going on. I mean, the timing is really odd. I still don't quite understand the timing with Harley Davidson. Maybe this has been planned for quite a while. I couldn't tell you. They didn't have to go forward with this when they're essentially partnering with a product that's being actively boycotted by a large segment of the population. But Harley Davidson decided to press on anyway. So in the case of Bud Light, they've done serious damage to their brand. It's basically brand destruction. And Harley Davidson seems to want to jump into the fray for some reason. I just don't get it. They could have held off. They could have said, hey, we're going to market in a different fashion. The other thing is it speaks volumes that Harley thinks it's a good tie-in to put their logo on a beer can. They're associating motorcycle riding with beer drinking. And I'm against people who think they can drink a few beers and bar hop or ride home after they've got a few or several beers in them. I mean, let's face it, they're putting themselves at risk. They're putting other people on the road at risk. What are the things you need to ride a motorcycle effectively? You have to have good judgment, good eyesight, good vision. You have to have good reactions. You have to have good balance. All those things are seriously impaired by drinking alcohol. So why would Harley even promote that, even indirectly? And before you say, it's just marketing, can you imagine Suzuki putting their logo on some brand of vodka? I don't get it. Or Indian with whiskey. Oops, I guess they did that with Jack Daniels. So let's I guess they're not immune to that sort of thing either. So, this is all being driven by what they call ESG investing, environmental, social, and governance. And this ESG investing is being pushed by investment bankers and hedge funds, which own about 50% of Harley Davidson stock. Companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, they want to be part, not just part, they want to control the new economy. And a big part of this is the push to electric vehicles. The CEO of Harley Davidson has stated repeatedly he wants to phase out internal combustion engines. He thinks EVs for motorcycles is the future for Harley Davidson, and he's all in on this. So when it comes to boycotts, are they effective? Do they last? And, again, I'm not calling for a boycott. I think boycotts are generally ineffective unless it can tank a stock price enough where it institutes real change at a company. Those stocks have been going downhill for quite a while. Some people think Harley Davidson is deliberately trying to tank their stock so they can file for bankruptcy and perhaps get a bailout again from the government. Some people are saying the same thing about Ford. Ford owes about $139 billion. Harley owes about $6 or $7 billion. It's a lot of money. And so, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you just decide, hey, creditors, see you later. We're going to spend our money going forward on EVs. Sorry. That could be part of it. It's just, if you look beyond whether a boycott itself is effective or not, you have to look at the broader ramifications. The fact that people are talking about a boycott or trying to implement a boycott tells you that significant damage to the brand has already occurred. And this is going on with Bud Light, Budweiser, InBev. Based on the comments, Harley Davidson now. I mentioned Ford Motor Company. There's a dust up with them right now too with some of their marketing. So, all these companies seem to be following in lockstep. And they try and tell you it's about inclusion and diversity, but that's not how it comes off. It comes off to me as mere pandering and part of a broader agenda. But everyone can make up their own mind about that. Again, I'm not trying to tell any company who they cannot market to. I'm just pointing out is if you're trying to make all these drastic changes to a company's operation like Harley Davidson has, why do you continue to alienate so many of its customers? Having people who renounce their citizenship play at their anniversary celebration coming up in July, or telling people that you're just going to phase out internal combustion engines and EVs are exclusively the future, when there's no way you can take an EV across country on a motorcycle unless you've got weeks and weeks of vacation and can cobble together various charging options as you motor across the country. I mean, it's just not even viable right now. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think a boycott has any legs? Do you think, in fact, one has really started against Harley Davidson? Or do you think it's just enough that it's another nail in the coffin where they're turning so many people off? It used to be many people who wanted to buy a Harley would have to admit they just couldn't afford one anymore because the prices have gone so high and they're adding surcharges and they're doing a variety of things to just ratchet the price up sky high on their motorcycles and maximize profit. Now people can say, hey, it's not that I can't afford it, I'm boycotting them. That's a much more palatable way to present things. And I think more people are going to look at it that way. The question of whether they can afford it or not is secondary, really, to the question of do they really want to be doing business with this kind of company. So I know some of you think, this is no big deal. This is just marketing. They've got to do something to reach out to other groups. Again, I'm asking the question, why tie it in with alcohol and motorcycling? And why partner with Anheuser Busch? Harley Davidson, in their 120-year history, has never had a similar marketing collaboration with Anheuser Busch. But here it is, in the midst of all this controversy, they decide, this is the time to do it. If they're going to associate themselves with a beer brand, why wouldn't they do it with Miller Beer? Miller's headquartered in Milwaukee, just down the street from Harley Davidson. Why not do that? So again, it's just another example of baffling behavior from Harley corporate, but it paints a picture and it fits in with this broader ESG investing agenda. And I think Harley may find that they're going to get their fingers burned on this one. We'll see. I actually reached out to Harley Davidson representatives. I sent them an email asking them how long this marketing plan had been in the works with Budweiser. I asked them if they thought, that judging from the comments to several of my videos, that they thought there could be a possibility of a boycott or some type of backlash against Harley Davidson, and just in general why they engaged on this marketing campaign, including why wouldn't they partner with Miller. And I also asked the question if they thought it was a good idea associating motorcycle riding with alcohol consumption, even indirectly. So haven't got an answer back from them. I don't know that I will, quite frankly, but we'll see what happens. If I get any type of response, I'll do an update video and pass along the information. So thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for future videos, and please hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much.